a 40 Mary.
Welcome to day 4 of Speak Easy English.
Welcome back to Speak Easy English. I am your host, Zira, and you have officially made it to day 4 of our 30-day shadowing challenge. First, let's take a second to acknowledge the win. You've handled the basics. You've mastered casual flow. And you've told stories. But today, we are stepping into the arena. Today is all about the art of the argument. Now, when I say argument, I don't mean shouting or fighting. I mean persuasion. I mean the ability to stand your ground. To disagree with someone without being rude. And to present your ideas with such confidence that people actually listen. Have you ever had a great idea in a meeting or a classroom? But because you weren't sure how to say it in English, you stayed silent? Or maybe you tried to disagree, but you sounded too aggressive, or too weak, and you didn't get your point across? That ends today. In this session, we are going to train your voice to be a tool of influence. We are going to learn how to use diplomatic English to soften a blow, and power English to drive a point home. If you're ready to stop being a passive speaker and start being a persuasive one, let's get started.
Diplomacy begins with listening. Power isn't taken, it's claimed with every clear word.
Before we jump into our shadowing modules, we need to understand the two modes of arguing in English. Mode 1. The diplomat. In English-speaking cultures, especially in professional settings, we rarely say, "You are wrong. That is too blunt." It shuts the other person down. Instead, we use softeners. Instead of, "I disagree," we say, "I see where you're coming from." But, instead of, "That's a bad idea," we say, "I have a few concerns about that approach." The goal of the diplomat is to maintain the relationship while changing the opinion. Mode 2. The power speaker. Once you've been diplomatic, you need to be firm. This is where word stress comes in. Power speakers don't speak louder. They speak clearer. They emphasize the content words. This is not just a suggestion. It is a necessity. Notice how I hit the words not and necessity. That is how you signal importance. Today, we will practice shifting between these two modes. I'll teach you how to soften the entrance and harden the conclusion. This is the secret to sounding like a leader. For those of you joining us for the first time on Speak Easy English, here is our 3-step mastery method. Active listen. I play the scenario. Listen to my tone. Am I being a diplomat or a power speaker? Guided shadow. I lead you phrase by phrase. We will stop to analyze the stress and the intonation. Full shadow. You become my echo. We do the whole argument in real time.
I really think we should try that new Italian place on 5th Street. I've heard the pasta is absolutely amazing.
The dialogue. Person A. I'm thinking we should just order pizza again. It's easy and cheap. Person B. I hear you. But honestly, we've had pizza 3 times this week. Don't you think we need something a bit healthier? Person A. I guess. But I'm really tired. I don't feel like driving anywhere. Person B. I totally get that. How about we order Thai food? It's just as easy. But it's a nice change of pace. Person A. Actually, that does sound pretty good. Let's do it. Shadow practice. I'm thinking we should just order pizza again. It's easy and cheap. This is a casual suggestion. Notice the relaxed tone. Just order pizza again sounds simple and easy. Stress the word easy to show why this option is appealing. I hear you. But honestly, we've had pizza 3 times this week. Don't you think we need something a bit healthier? Notice how I start with, I hear you. This validates the other person's idea before disagreeing. This softens the disagreement and keeps the tone friendly. This is diplomat mode. Next, stress the word 3 to emphasize how often pizza was ordered. This is your content word, showing the reason for concern. When I say, "Don't you think we need?" the rising intonation invites agreement, gently encouraging reconsideration without forcing it. "I guess, but I'm really tired. I don't feel like driving anywhere." Here, "I guess" is a soft agreement. Notice the slight hesitation. Use a softer, slower tone to sound thoughtful. Stress "really tired" to explain why they prefer an easier option. This increases empathy from the listener. "I don't feel like driving anywhere" is a clear reason. Say it with slightly downward intonation to show finality. But keep it polite. "I totally get that. How about we order Thai food? It's just as easy. But it's a nice change of pace." Again, "I totally get that" is a softener. It shows understanding and builds connection before proposing a new idea. When suggesting, "How about we order Thai food?" use a friendly, inviting tone. Stress Thai food to highlight the alternative. Say, "It's just as easy," with a reassuring tone. Stress easy to link back to the original preference but offer variety. Finish with a nice change of pace in a positive, upbeat tone to make the idea appealing. "Actually, that does sound pretty good. Let's do it." Actually signals a change of mind. Say it with a slight pause and soft rising intonation to show openness. Stress "does" in "that does sound pretty good" to emphasize genuine agreement. "Let's do it" is a confident closing statement. Use a firm, upbeat tone to signal decision and readiness.
I'd like to walk everyone through the new cost reduction policy that will take effect starting next quarter.
The dialogue. Manager. So, the new policy is that everyone must be back in the office 5 days a week starting next month. Employee. I understand the goal is to increase collaboration, but I'm concerned that this move might actually decrease productivity. For many of us, the quiet environment at home allows for deeper focus. Manager. I see your point, but I believe the spontaneous ideas we get in person are irreplaceable. Employee. That's fair. However, could we perhaps consider a hybrid model? That way, we get the best of both worlds. The focus of home and the collaboration of the office. Shadow practice. I understand the goal is to increase collaboration, but I'm concerned that this move might actually decrease productivity. Start with "I understand the goal is." This is a positive frame. You acknowledge the other person's intention before raising your concern. Say it with a calm, respectful tone. Stress increase collaboration to show you recognize the policy's purpose. This builds rapport. Next, the phrase, "but I'm concerned," introduces disagreement politely. Use a slightly softer tone here to avoid sounding confrontational. "It might actually decrease productivity," emphasize decrease productivity with a steady, downward intonation to sound authoritative and clear. For many of us, the quiet environment at home allows for deeper focus. Say, "For many of us," with a gentle, inclusive tone to show this affects a group, not just yourself. Stress quiet environment and deeper focus. These are your key content words. The reasons behind your concern. Manager. I see your point, but I believe the spontaneous ideas we get in person are irreplaceable. I see your point is an acknowledgement that validates the employee's concern. Say it with a calm, understanding tone. The phrase, "but I believe," signals a polite disagreement. Use a firmer tone here to emphasize your own position. Stress spontaneous ideas and irreplaceable to highlight the value of in-person collaboration. That's fair. However, could we perhaps consider a hybrid model? That way, we get the best of both worlds. The focus of home and the collaboration of the office. That's fair, is a softener that shows respect for the other person's opinion. Use a warm, acknowledging tone here. However, transitions to your own suggestions say it clearly to signal the pivot. In could we perhaps consider a hybrid model? Use a polite, questioning intonation to invite collaboration rather than demand. Finally, the best of both worlds and the phrases focus of home and collaboration of the office should be stressed as positive benefits. Use an optimistic, confident tone.
Can a machine truly feel the ache of a blank page? Can an algorithm grieve, dream, or bleed into where it has bled?
Some argue that artificial intelligence is the death of creativity. They claim that a machine cannot feel, and therefore, it cannot create art. But I ask you, is art about the feeling of the creator, or the experience of the viewer? If a piece of music moves you to tears, does it matter if it was written by a human or a code? Of course, we must be cautious. We must protect the human spirit. But to simply reject AI is to reject the next evolution of human expression. We shouldn't be afraid of the tool. We should be mastering the tool. Some argue that artificial intelligence is the death of creativity. Start with a calm, slightly serious tone to introduce the topic. Stress artificial intelligence and death of creativity to highlight the key idea. They claim that a machine cannot feel, and therefore, it cannot create art. Use a factual, neutral tone here. Emphasize, machine cannot feel, and cannot create art, to underline the common argument. But I ask you, is art about the feeling of the creator, or the experience of the viewer? This is a rhetorical question. Pause briefly after I ask you to build anticipation. Raise your pitch slightly on feeling and experience to create curiosity and engage the listener. If a piece of music moves you to tears, does it matter if it was written by a human or a code? Use a thoughtful and reflective tone. Pause after moves you to tears to let the emotion sink in. Raise pitch on matter to emphasize the question's importance. Of course, we must be cautious. Slow down here. Use a calm, measured tone to show balance and reason. We must protect the human spirit. Speak with conviction and warmth. Stress protect and human spirit to express care and importance. But to simply reject AI is to reject the next evolution of human expression. Use a firm, clear tone. Emphasize, reject AI, and next evolution, to highlight the strong point. We shouldn't be afraid of the tool. We should be mastering the tool. This is the power close. Use parallel structure. Stress afraid, and mastering, equally for impact. End with a confident, commanding tone to leave a strong impression. Let's do a final rapid-fire drill. I will give you a weak phrase, the kind of English that makes you sound unsure. I want you to shadow me as I transform it into a power phrase. Weak. I think maybe we should. Power. I'm not sure, but maybe. Power. Sorry, but I don't agree. Power. Do you think that's okay? Power. Weak. I just wanted to say. Power.
Hey, you showed start. Data is everything.
Day 4 is officially complete. Give yourself a pat on the back. Today was an intense session. We didn't just practice sounds. We practiced psychology. You now have the tools to be a diplomat when you need to be soft, and a power speaker when you need to be heard. Remember, confidence in English doesn't come from knowing every word in the dictionary. It comes from knowing how to use the words you already have to influence the people around you. Your homework for day 5. The Persuasion Challenge. Find someone today, a friend, a partner, or a colleague. Try to persuade them to do something small, like picking a certain restaurant or watching a specific movie. Use one softener and one power phrase. The recording. Record yourself reading the Great Debate monologue from today. Listen to it. Do you sound like a follower? Or do you sound like a leader? Community proof. Comment. Day 4 complete, below. Tell me, what is one thing you want to be more confident about saying in English? Tomorrow. For day 5, we are doing something very special. We are moving into the art of spontaneity. We are going to learn how to think on your feet, how to handle unexpected questions, and how to stop translating in your head. You are doing an incredible job. Keep speaking, keep shadowing, and I'll see you tomorrow. This is Speak Easy English, and I'm Zira. Let's master this language together. Bye.